Rental car services are a lifesaver. They're very helpful when you need a temporary vehicle while traveling or if your car is in the shop for repairs. However, though, just like any vehicle today, rental cars come with specific data privacy concerns.
A warning for drivers. Your car may not be the sanctuary you think it is. A new report warns that all that fancy technology in your vehicle means someone could be spying on you.
Like I mentioned before, connected cars are full of personal data. Big car brands like Nissan, GM, Honda, and Toyota gather all kinds of information from your name and location to your sexual activities. They share this information with data brokers, business partners, and service providers to make extra money. The worrying part of all of this is that 21 out of 25 major car brands give drivers little or no control over their personal data. This means that it is hard or sometimes even impossible to see or delete the information your car collects on you. So, how does data collection by car companies relate to our topic today? Well, rental car companies use car brands from these companies that collect data. To understand this better, let's check out some top rental car services, the car brands they use, and the data they gather. One of the big rental car companies is Enterprise. Let's look at their rental cars they offer. As you can see, Enterprise offers a lot of different cars. If we scroll down, we can see cars from Mitsubishi, Nissan, Toyota, and Volkswagen. Now, if you remember, Nissan and Toyota and Volkswagen are 3 of the 25 car companies with issues on data collection and sharing. Nissan collects and sells a lot of user data like your social security number, audio and video recordings, financial details, and even records of your personal properties. So how do they do this in the first place? Well, Nissan's privacy notice shows that they gather data from their platform, third-party services, and public databases. They collect these pieces of information mostly for targeted marketing. Another brand that Enterprise offers is Toyota, which also collects a lot of data, including your driving habits, biometric information, and even your exact location. Toyota collects these through their cars, connected services, data brokers, public sources, and social media. With your location data being collected, you could be under surveillance by companies and government agencies. Remember in our last video, we mentioned how 8 automakers are sharing location data with the government when they get subpoenaed, right? Well, if Toyota gets hacked, your location data could be exposed, and bad actors could use it to stalk you, track you, or potentially harm you.
No, don't like that.
So when you rent a car from Enterprise, for example, and you choose Toyota or Nissan or any of the car brands that collect data, it puts your data at risk. I'll explain more about how cars collect data and the risks involved in a moment. But for now, let's look at the next car rental company, and that is National Car Rental. National offers Chevy cars that rank 3rd out of the 25 brands for privacy concerns. And here's why. Well, first, Chevrolet's parent company, General Motors, is currently facing lawsuits for collecting and sharing data with insurance companies without clear consent. This affects Chevrolet directly as its data policies are controlled by GM. On top of that, Chevy cars collect a lot of personal data like your age, your race, your location, medical condition, and even driving habits. So you might wonder, how do they gather all this data? Well, they use their cars, the My Chevrolet app, OnStar connected services, and of course, data brokers. The concerning part is that My Chevrolet app and OnStar services are pretty much mandatory or even a forced option, meaning that drivers don't have much of a choice to opt out. According to Mozilla, even if riders choose not to use OnStar, they still have to pay over $1,000 in order to have that choice. To avoid wasting money, consumers end up using the OnStar app. In short, GM really wants you to connect to their cars, which includes the Chevy cars. And it's not just so that they can collect your data, they want to connect so that they can make money from your data. Even if you're just renting a Toyota, Nissan, or Chevy from National Car Rental, know that your privacy could be at risk as soon as you connect with those cars. Avis. Avis rents cars from Ford, a brand known for collecting extensive personal data. This includes your location, info preferences, mobile network provider, and even voice command. Ford collects this information through various sources, and that includes the cars themselves, the connected services you use, such as navigation or Wi-Fi. They also collect data from data brokers and also from mobile devices if you have the Ford Pass app. Overall, Ford cars know their drivers and passengers very well. Yep, you heard that right, even the passengers themselves. That's because Ford cars also collect data on passengers. Mozilla's review found a concerning line in Ford's privacy notice which says, "You must inform others who drive vehicle and passengers who connect their mobile devices to the vehicle about the information in this notice, including the connected vehicle privacy section." So that means that if you're on a family vacation and renting a Ford, it's important to inform your family members about the data collection before they connect their phones to the car. If they choose not to connect, it might limit some features like hands-free calling and navigation apps, but it will help keep their data secure. Unfortunately though, Ford doesn't always make it clear that their infotainment system collects this data, so it's up to you to review the privacy policy and understand what you are sharing. Cars gather data mainly through the infotainment systems. These systems offer features like GPS navigation, texting, hands-free calling, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and music streaming. When you connect your phone to an infotainment system of a car that you rented, either with a USB cable or Bluetooth, it starts collecting and storing your data immediately. This can be text messages, contact, call logs, and even social media profiles. And then there are the telematic systems, which manages telecommunication and data, focusing on two-way communication. They're designed to send, receive, and store information, often for vehicle tracking and fleet management. Unlike infotainment systems, telematic systems aren't focused on entertainment features. Telematics work alongside infotainment systems by providing information about your car's internal system. This can be oil life, speed, acceleration, seatbelt use, and biometric sensor. Through telematics, the cars you rented can track your driving behavior and collect biometric like your facial recognition and retinal scans. In short, cars collect your data through both infotainment systems and telematics. One is data breaches. Just like any company that holds a lot of consumer data, rental car companies can be targeted by bad actors. For example, in April 2022, Sixt, a leading car rental company operating in over 100 countries, experienced a cyber attack. The attack compromised Sixt IT system, forcing them to shut down parts of their IT infrastructure to prevent further damage. It was also speculated that the attack might have been a ransomware, but there was no confirmation of that. And as of now, no ransomware group claimed responsibility for that attack. While customers weren't directly affected, the incident impacted employees and their dependents. It exposed data including their names, social security numbers, driver's license numbers, state identification numbers, and health insurance records. And what happens after a data breach? Well, data misuse. When your personal data gets exposed, bad actors can use it to target you with various attacks. For example, with your social security number, fraudsters can open bank accounts in your name and steal your tax refunds. With your driver's license number, scammers can commit identity theft, rent properties or cars, and apply for credit card in your name. All in all, the main risks when rental cars collecting your data are potential data breaches and misuse. So that's why it's important to be cautious whenever you rent a car. Unfortunately though, it's nearly impossible to read through all the privacy policies of the cars you rent. Mozilla spent over 600 hours reviewing the policies of those 25 car companies. This can be incredibly overwhelming, and since reading every policy isn't practical, you can focus on taking simple steps to protect your privacy instead. It's basically impossible to not use infotainment systems in the car you rented. So one way to protect your privacy is by deleting your data before returning the car. And here's how you can do that. Go to the infotainment system and find the Bluetooth or USB setting. Disconnect and delete any devices you've connected. Next, go to the navigation app, find the option to clear recent destination or history, and delete all entries. Finally, look for the option to reset the system to factory settings. This will erase all personal data and settings. Just follow the prompt to reset the system. The second thing you could do is to use the Vehicle Privacy Report tool, which allows consumers to access privacy facts about cars. All you need to do is enter the vehicle identification number or the VIN of the car you rented. Then you receive your privacy report, which looks like this. As I mentioned earlier, cars can also get data from data brokers, so it's a good idea to delete your information from their sites. And here's how. Visit www.mydataremoval.com and run the free scan to see where your data is showing up online. Use the free opt-out guides to remove your exposed data. Just follow the steps and check the list of data brokers and people search sites that might actually have your data. And that's all for this video. If you found this video helpful, please share it and give it a like. Also, subscribe to our channel for more data on privacy. Thank you.